Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and I'm in nature, and I have bare feet, so the insects are coming at me. And this is approximately where I saw the slow worm slash snake, so I hope that he doesn't come by here. There are lots of spiders around here, so that's not great either. But this was kind of the only place that was like sunny and breezy that I could find. That also doesn't make me sit on top of rock or like dried moss, because dried moss really hurts my legs. So here I'm sitting on the grass. Things are good. It's really hot. I'm in a dress, which is kind of unusual for me. I'm in my dress and I also have my Converse. I've been listening to the audiobook of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which I do not recommend. The guy makes he has a lot of opinions on things that don't always make sense. Sometimes he goes and rambles on examples that don't even really have a point. So trying to find a point in that book that actually makes sense is hard. He repeats himself quite a few times. Sometimes there's some nugget of wisdom, but mostly it's kind of crap. The only reason I'm listening to it is because I have like 4 hours left on my audiobook account, and that was the only book that was short enough for me to finish the book with my audiobook account. It is sometimes good to watch or listen to things or read things that are against your point of view, to like open up to other perspectives. But yeah, I am enjoying the process, but I don't like the book, you know. I'm just taking it easy today. I'm just sitting in the grass. Not really considering my SE because I'm getting stung by all sorts of insects, and getting sunburnt and basically hurting all over the place. But it is quite nice to be able to hurt yourself in all kinds of ways, because that means that the grass is growing. That means that there are things to explore. So in that sense, the subtle art of not giving a fuck and talking about how life is suffering, yes, it makes me feel alive to suffer a little bit, you know. At the same time, I am having a good time and I'm not actually suffering. The only thing is I will be suffering later, my legs, but it is worth it for the pleasure of having my feet in the grass. That's for sure. Yeah, I've been I Skyped to my parents and we talked about different things that I haven't. My parents, they were thinking about like my finances and such, and I hate talking about finances. It's like not my thing, really boring. My dad finds it really exciting as an ISTJ, that's like his thing. And he was berating my mom for like not thinking about retirement, because she's much older than him, or much older than him. I think that they're like 7 years apart. So she's nearing the age of retirement. And my dad is like so annoyed by the fact that she can't, but that's like typical ADHD behavior that my mom has. And when I told her about my colleague's son, who I diagnosed with ADHD, she was like, "Oh, everybody has ADHD nowadays." I'm like, okay, but what if, what if I were to tell you that you might have ADHD? I did not say it, but, I don't think that she would take it well if I told her that she had ADHD. We talked a little bit more about my uncle. He had low magnesium levels, which I'd never heard of before, because it is a very rare thing to have unless you have chemotherapy. So he got low magnesium levels, and my mom is dealing herself with the fact that does not live near her family, and I'm not living near my parents. I'm in another country, and she's in another country from her brothers and nieces and nephews. And I think that we both kind of have the same approach, that we find that we got pressured into like being the one who left, you know. We are pressured to come back by the people in the family, but then we don't want to, and we stay with our own little community in the place that we are, that we found. And in a certain way, it's nice to know that I'm not alone in that kind of situation. But at the same time, my mom kind of perpetuated this pressure by asking me why I'm not coming, you know. But it is nice to know that it's okay for me to live away from my family. I don't need to feel guilty about that. And I love them anyway, you know. I don't need to physically be there to be there in their thoughts, you know. I'm reminded of Bufo, who was blaming herself about her agoraphobia, making it hard for her to be close to her dad before he died. I think that Bufo, you were close. It's just you had your disability, you had the difficulty, and yet you went against those difficulties and fought, because you found that being with your dad was important. But we can't win every fight, you know. Sometimes our mental illness will take the best of us, you know. I am very honored by my best friend is turning 30, I think. Yes, he's turning 30. So he's going to be having a big party with all the Italians. And he asked me if I wanted to come, if it was okay to be with all the Italians, or if I wanted to meet him this weekend and be alone with him instead. And I said, no, it's okay. I can come to the party and meet the other Italians, even though I kind of feel like they're too much. And he said, well, you can come early so that we can have one-on-one time together. And I was like, oh, that's nice, you know, thank you. You know, the fact that he takes into account the fact that I don't like big gatherings, and that he asks me, he gives me an option to do something else, and that he values my friendship enough that he wants to spend one-on-one time with me rather than just see me together with all these other acquaintances / friends, means a lot to me. And I think that that's the ways to accommodate an introvert or an INFP, is by understanding that we can't always be there, you know, and acknowledging the fact that we are trying our best and that it's okay if we can't always be there. I think that we are in our own little worlds, and sometimes we don't really understand what's going on in the world all around. But that doesn't always need to be a weakness, you know. It doesn't mean that we don't care. It means that we are just different, and that we show up for our friends maybe in a different way than what is expected, but it can also be appreciated. So yeah, that's what I had to say. I think that there is a lot of I'm going to be having to do a lot of socializing now, because of the race next week and of my friend's birthday party next week, and also because of my move. Yeah, so things are going to be a little bit hectic until June, and in June maybe I can take things a little bit easier. My work is quite a lot and is weighing on me, so I try to couple off and to not think about it. Oh, there's a train. It comes once an hour. Okay, well, so that's all I had to say. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.